Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Those who are joining in, welcome to yet another episode, Markets and Nonsense with India Charts. I am Chavan, the host, and along with me, Rohit is there. I hope I'm audible. Guys, please do comment if I'm audible. Those who are watching live, please do comment if I'm audible. And yeah, Rohit, you know welcome to the second episode. Quite a big sell-off, considering the last time when we met, that was like around 9-10 days back. FOMC meet, after that it's a big sell-off. Now it's quite tricky. Last 3 days, three inside bars, average swing and daily swing is at the least. On a short-term note, okay, from a short-term perspective and from a medium-term perspective, I know medium-term you are extremely bearish, but from a short-term angle, क्या लगता है अभी? I mean, dollar rupee is again at a new low. Things are not sounding so great, but having said that, the sentiments is extremely bearish enough.
So Bears are on a home run, right? And it's not stopping. When you look at individual stocks, where the sell-off has started, it is relentless. ऐसा है जैसे कि सडनली बायर ही नहीं है, टाटा मोटर का प्रमोटर ही भाग गया है. You know, that's the kind of selling. Reliance doesn't exist today. Newspaper has an article talking about Reliance is, no more in the top. This blah 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 blah. Somebody's made up a story. So that is how bad sentiment is getting. So you have a point on sentiment, but has it reached an extreme? So see, we have average swing and daily swing, two important tools on strike that everybody should know. Average swing is at 7 for 3 days, but the daily swing is bounced back to 27. So the daily swing is out of oversold. Average swing is still stuck down there. And here's the takeaway, that when you look at indicators in a bull market, overbought indicators remain overbought persistently. And when they get oversold, quickly it bounces back. So for months we were seeing swing 7 आए आंख बंद करके ले लो, but that was a bull market. Now from October we have been selling off. Now the opposite has become true. So what I and Jay have been discussing, boss, every time 80 आता है या तो आंख बंद करके छोड़ दो, क्योंकि उसके बाद निकलता नहीं है. So and the opposite is true on the oversold side. So you may get a pause, which we are getting right now, because both daily average had become oversold 3 days ago, and the market has gone flat. So either it could have bounced or it could have gone flat. It has decided to go flat instead of bouncing. It would have been nice to bounce 300-400 points. अच्छा होता था. World market ने भी bounce दिया, but world market के बाद भी अगर चल नहीं रहा है, तो मतलब क्या है? What does it mean?
Yeah.
That means there is no strength. Basically, no buyer is coming in. I think even the mutual funds, every day their buy numbers are coming, but they must be putting limit orders नीचे में ही लेना है. जब पता है कि there is so much excess and they are selling by FI, whatever, they are also buying slowly and not aggressively anymore like before, because there is probably more selling coming in, or there is a lack of willingness generally to now buy at higher prices because earnings growth is not there, currency problem, and all the issues that you're talking about. So, and that is visible on the screen कि buyer नहीं है. So
Even the last time when we met, one thing what we noticed was the volumes. Even though the market was going up, but from the bottom it was going up, but lack of volumes. And then last 8 days it has been relentlessly falling. But yeah, but on the other hand, you said average swing is very very low. But yeah, now but S&P is quite surprising. It's above 61%. Okay,
yes.
Nifty is at 40-week. This is it's a make or break level, 40-week.
I would think so. This setup, like, people have to understand the trade setup, the Rohit trade setup, which is a complete course in itself. Okay, and sorry for that noise. What is the whole thing here is that, see, there is something known as volume you spoke about earlier. Okay. The Rohit setup, when you're breaking the 40 and where are the bands, basically if your Bollinger bands are tight, it ends up holding as a support. Okay, but when your bands start widening, which is what happened last week, then you end up breaking the range. Okay. Last week we closed below the 40 week. This week, I think because it is expiry or because it is Christmas and there was a holiday, for whatever reason, we haven't gone below that. Kal Friday, अभी भी हफ्ता बाकी है. So जल्दबाजी कुछ नहीं है. आराम से कल देखते हैं कि whether what the weekly chart was showing is that you should be hitting the lower end of the range. Okay, so 23,300 जो previous low बना था, that is where the weekly band is. Either hitting that or breaking that is what the weekly chart suggests. And in fact, the mid cap indices तो गिरा ही नहीं है. Mid cap indices have stayed up there compared to the Nifty.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, small cap index made a new all-time high also. So you have this massive intermarket divergence, new all-time high in small cap, no all-time high in Nifty. Okay. Similar like we had in Jan of 2022. Same setup, which led to a massive decline, Russian war, whatever, or everything happened after that. What will happen in this fall, I don't know, but mid cap abhi tak gira nahi hai. Nifty is down. So that has to do the bigger catch up on the way down, is what I am thinking. And you are speaking of volume. ठीक है, bounce में volume नहीं आ रहा है, fall में भी तो volume नहीं आ रहा है. So when you talk about capitulation, हुआ किधर?
Is this because of the holiday period? Usually December month the volumes will be less. So is it
second half? Second half now it will be less generally, but first half when market bottomed on 21st of November. Even that bottom, there is no volume.
Yep.
So there was no capitulation at 23,300 when we fell to that level. That is my main point.
Yeah, absolutely. So quickly, if you can share your, screen and show the Nifty chart, Rohit. I want to discuss on S&P, which is like quite surprising that it went above 61%. But is it better to correlate US and India now because India is just not reacting anything in spite of US?
So that's a good question, and we completely, you're right, are not correlating. So if I actually open this chart, I can put S&P and Nifty both on the same chart, okay, and give you a sense of what you're seeing here. Okay, so this is your S&P on top, and this is the Nifty below. So here we are correlating, right? Both are going up, correcting, going up till here. Here, all of a sudden, we start to break away. So we are falling all the way down, even though the US market is going up.
Yeah.
Okay, it may look like this bounce was slightly correlated, okay, and on the way down. But now again, this market is up here and we are down here. So we are really not seeing any relation. So I'm really not expecting too much correlation. If we have to fall and wave C down, we might do so. In fact, my expectation is US also has to start this. See, US has given us, actually you should look at the Dow or the the Dow actually has not retraced that much. See, this is the point. You were saying that bounce hua hai. Dow mein nahi hua hai. Okay. S&P mein pehli baar we are seeing a 5-wave decline. Okay, so when we are seeing this 5-wave decline, okay, from here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, we are expecting the bounce to only be A, B and C, and C mein kahin na kahin 1, 2 hua hai. 3, 4, 5 hoga, C will complete, and I believe that it will break these lows. This is what I think is going to happen. Because somewhere you are, irrespective of bounce, this 5-wave decline is my key. This has now come up on both the, NASDAQ also. Okay, same thing, 5-wave decline trying to do ABC bounce. It's showing up on S&P and Dow. It is the same, but it's just on Dow and all. You can see 5-wave decline on daily chart and Dow Jones Transport. If you look at DJT and all, you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're doing some small retracement. So the broader market basically fell much before the S&P, and that is why the S&P looks like a big retracement. But the side market in US has collapsed. Okay,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
So that is my take. So I don't think they correlate. I think somewhere the US will join the way down. So correlation will come back. I think the correlation is overdue to come back, and it will come back with wave 3. So even if this is 1, 2, 3, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, down is due to start. इसका भी ये 1, 2 और 3 कहीं पे शुरू हो जाएगा. That is what I am thinking.
So just put only the Nifty chart. Let's look at the levels of Nifty.
Yeah.
Okay, so A done, B done. Now this is looking more like a triangle in.
On the hourly chart, yeah, it has a triangular look, which
Yeah,
makes you
but
think whether it's a fourth wave or B wave or what it is.
absolutely, because on the second wave it cannot be a triangle. So I'm
Yeah.
also little this one.
But TK, it's like it can be W, X, Y, X, Z also. So if I really want to fit something, I will figure it out. The
Yeah.
point is whether this is a bullish or bearish setup.
Mm.
Okay. And so far, it is inside this congestion. In fact, the bands have become so tight. It's very,
Mm.
very unusual. SR, it doesn't stay like this for so long.
Mm.
Like here it happened. It became very tight and then suddenly we broke. So again, we are very, very tight over here, waiting
Mm.
for a break. But where I got some clarity in the morning, which made me feel that, this is it, was Bank Nifty. Because in Bank Nifty, the triangle here is a B wave.
Mm.
So it was very interesting that this was a nice A, B triangle,
I see.
C, and
Yeah.
then it
Mm.
gave up. So then I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, this should then clearly start on the way down. But just, I mean, we are not seeing that downward momentum yet. I hope to see it tomorrow. Let's see if that happens. But
Yeah.
that is the situation.
Yeah, but I can see in the comment section one good comment is like one good question is the money going in the other asset classes like cryptos, because the we were discussing on the volumes. So is it
Uh,
is moving towards cryptos now?
so that's a good question because gold and silver are already underperforming. So
Yeah.
that leaves us only with crypto as the last man standing. Okay. So it is true that crypto has been the last man standing, but I have two alternate counts over here. One is on the chart here that you still have something left, and that means yes, money goes into crypto. But on Friday, I've published another chart on or Thursday on India charts, where on the long term channel we have already reached the top end of the channel. Okay, for this entire 5 wave advance, and therefore can we be ending five? The only problem is that inside this fifth, I was not able to count a proper five, so therefore I've left it open. But if we break this expanding triangle on the downside, say if we break below, let us put it till the recent low, also 91,000. 900 or something, then I don't think cryptos are holding out. Okay. So right now it looks like that, but you have to be careful because somewhere crypto had become like other asset classes. Just for the few weeks, it has outperformed. Uh, but prior to that, it had started to move against the dollar, just like gold. So just because a few weeks it has not followed that correlation, and I get carried away and think कि नहीं नहीं ये तो चली जाएगा तो मर जाएगा. After all, this is an everything liquidity bubble. So if liquidity dries up or you get a deflation, it will hit every asset class, including crypto. So that's an eventuality. It may remain. So I'm saying it may remain short term outperformer, but be aware that it will eventually join everything else.
Yeah. So, do you see now, last 10 days, pharma and FMCG, these are the only two sectors which has been holding on, which usually happens in a bear market when the money starts moving into these two sectors. Right now, it is showing a lot of strength. Do you see both this? Because we discussed this again in the weekend with India charts. FMCG was not so good, but now it is looking all of a sudden, some improvement is there where the
So
money is moving.
pharma is clearly holding out. There's no doubt. It's above the averages on the daily chart. It is holding out.
Mm.
FMCG, see, I have drawn an ending pattern, but
Mm.
the only reason I am not being very loud, I have marked this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also.
Yeah,
Somewhere it is a 5 wave decline ending pattern, should bounce.
correct.
But the problem is wherever else,
Mm. Sorry, go
what do you,
on.
sorry, no,
No,
wherever
no.
else I've tried to do this, it has not worked.
Mm.
So that is what I am worried about. If it has not worked, then if I end up anticipating it and it will fall in, I'll fall on my face. So like
Mm.
recently, for example, within FMCG, I'm just mentioning a stock. We actually started to break the low in Britannia. Okay, here. So we broke this swing low. So I was actually wondering, is it five starting or what is going on?
Mm.
So it's not. This is where I'm concerned. I mean, even in oil and gas sector, we have seen continuous selling in some places where I was trying to count five down and it just keeps breaking the low again and again and again. So that is why I'm not jumping onto this FMCG thing unless it very clearly shows me that it is moving against the market.
Mm.
this time, there seems to be an exit from FMCG. So if you ask me clearly, pharma is the only defensive sector.
Okay. So ideally, is it high time that investors go for a holiday and then come back and then see? Because
Yeah, stay. If you're a buy and hold or buy every dip investor, तो तुम्हारा समय चला गया है. I'm being very rough, but then the point is most people don't manage their portfolio. कुछ लोग बोलेंगे, how can you call it a bear market till the market falls 20%? This is one of the standard comments I get on X, right? And I say, like, after it's fallen 20%, aren't you already too late to think about 50%? I don't know any investor who got out at 20% because it's going to go to 50%. So typically when you've lost 20%, you're not going to sell even if it goes down to 50%. So where is the planning and plotting? So you cannot plan and plot like that. You have to do some advanced planning when it comes to raising your cash levels based on some logic. Okay, and that logic has to be a little higher level, maybe a combination of macro, technical, sentiment that you have to put together and say, okay, now I should, create some cash so that if there is downside, I can, buy back. So if that is not part of your plan, if that's not what you're doing, then yeah, go on a holiday. It'll just worry you looking at what is happening in the market.
Yeah. On the whole economic this one, how do you see the inflation, especially when the government spending has actually stopped, even the private sector, no much spending happening. Where do
It's
you
a
think
complete mess. It's a complete mess. I think whatever articles are coming in the papers, the FM is saying that we need to maintain fiscal consolidation, private sector should start participating. Same thing. So that means that the fiscal consolidation path continues. That means do not expect expenditure to grow exponentially from the government side. तो वो support अगर नहीं आएगा, okay, and RBI is not supporting with lower rates, then we don't have macro support.
Yeah.
Whether RBI is behind, ahead of the curve, that I don't know. Some people say inflation will still come back. I don't know. Okay, but definitely current rates are not supporting, not able to help growth anywhere. They will help in slowing things down further.
Yeah. Is this scenario going to force them to reduce the rates?
Eventually, of course, yes. So it's always a cat and dog thing, right? Who comes first?
Yeah.
First rates or first slowdown?
Slow down.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
US is stuck with the same idea. They said no, we'll do it first. September में बोला, अभी बोल रहे नहीं. So then तो गई भैंस पानी में.
Okay, Rohit. With this, let's end for today. Thank you so much. We'll keep doing this 20-minute show once in a week or twice in a week. Do join us, those who are watching this live. Thank you. If you have any questions, quickly you can throw it up to Rohit. I'll just take it up. Okay, Narendra is asking, today's FI short or more than needs to cover in the next 1 to 2 days can trigger short covering.
So FII shorts are adding up every day around 1,72,000 contracts as of yesterday based on our strike data. But it is not at the lower extreme, right? Lower extreme on the strike, if you want, I should show the screen. Okay, so people can see what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, this is your strike terminal, sentiment indicators, FII positioning. We are at 1,72,000 contracts short. We've put red lines here which associate with extremes reached in the past 2 years, right? All this is the bottom end extreme, which is more than 3,30,000 contracts. An initial one year closer to around 2,50,000 contracts. So we are at neither of these levels. Okay. So if you ask me, there is a lot of room for FIs to keep adding these shorts all the way till here before we even get an extreme.
Yeah. Okay, fine, Rohit. Any other questions, viewers, you can ask quickly before we wind up?
I don't know if there's anything on X. Last time there were a lot of questions on X. This time, not sure.
Okay, for investment, should we start accumulating on every dip? No advices, but from a medium-term angle, market doesn't seem to be looking good. That's what we can say. Okay, Hina is asking view on bank stocks. Bank Nifty and Nifty will be the same. If Nifty is going down, Bank Nifty eventually will give up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, with this, yeah. All right. Thank you so much to all the viewers. Thanks, Rohit. We'll catch up next week again.
Yeah.
We'll try to do twice in a week if time permits. I look forward. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you.
Bye.